So, today we're talking about something that is so much more than just a cricket match. This is the story of India's incredible T20 World Cup win, a moment that wasn't just for the team, but for a billion people whose dreams were riding on it.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. You have to understand, in India, cricket is this massive, unifying force. It's an emotion. So this win, this wasn't just for the 11 players on that field. Nope. This was for every kid who's ever played in a dusty street, for every family gathered around a TV cheering their hearts out.
So, the big question is, how did they pull it off? How did this team handle that insane level of pressure to finally get their hands on the ultimate prize? Well, that's the story we're going to unpack right now.
You know, any World Cup campaign starts with hope, but for Team India, it's something else entirely. It's this colossal weight of expectation from over 1 billion people. So let's look at how their journey to that trophy kicked off.
Okay, so this team's DNA was just built for a championship run. They didn't just carry those massive expectations, they seemed to thrive on them. And their fearless style wasn't just a slogan, it was their whole strategy. We're talking about an all-out aggressive intent, attacking the other team's best bowlers and just never ever backing down. You combine that with a super disciplined bowling attack and this perfect mix of seasoned pros and explosive young guys, and you've got a team that wasn't just there to play, they were there to dominate.
So with that foundation, the team started to build what you can only call unstoppable momentum. You don't just magically appear in a final, right? You earn it, game by game. Let's see how India carved out their path to glory.
Their road to the final was just methodical. It was dominant. Right from the very first game, they sent a message with that aggressive style, putting every team on the back foot. And they didn't just squeak by in the group stage. They systematically took teams apart. Different players would step up in each game, which made them so dangerous. And then, when it came to the high-stakes semifinal, they held their nerve and punched their ticket to the biggest show of all.
And of course, you can't have a World Cup run like this without this particular game. The India-Pakistan match is just a whole different level of pressure. The rivalry, the stakes, it's immense. But the payoff for winning, it's just as massive. That victory wasn't just about the 2 points. It gave them this unshakable self-belief that you could feel carrying them through the rest of the tournament.
And so it all came down to this, the final. India versus a really good New Zealand team. Two of the absolute best in the world, with everything on the line. The stage was set for an absolute classic.
India came out swinging. Literally, they knew playing it safe wasn't going to win them the trophy. Their plan was crystal clear. Attack from ball one and put New Zealand under pressure immediately. And that whole tone was set by one incredible partnership.
And this right here, this was the absolute game changer. In a high-pressure final, you need your big players to do something special, and boy, did Samson and Kishan deliver. It wasn't just about how many runs they scored, it was how they scored them. It was fearless, it was aggressive, and it completely flipped the script, setting the stage for a massive, intimidating total.
All right, so you've got a huge score on the board, but the job's only half done, right? New Zealand had plenty of firepower to chase it. But India? Well, India had Jasprit Bumrah. And what he did next wasn't just a good spell of bowling. No, it was a complete masterclass in how you win a World Cup final under crushing pressure.
Watching him was like watching a surgeon at work. First, he struck early, taking those crucial wickets and just shattering their hopes right at the start. Then, he just squeezed the life out of their innings, building this unbearable pressure where they couldn't even breathe. And finally, he came back and delivered the final knockout blows to seal the championship. It was just perfect.
So with the other team reeling, you could just feel it. Victory was right there. The stadium was electric, and 1 billion people were holding their breath, just waiting for that one historic moment.
And then it happened. The final delivery is bold, you see the stumps light up, and the batsman is out. In that single, fleeting second, years and years of waiting, it all came to an end.
Pure, absolute joy. The roar from the stadium was just deafening as the players erupted. India, after a completely flawless and dominant tournament, had finally reached the top of the mountain. They were champions of the world.
So what's the big takeaway here? This wasn't just another win. This was a statement to the entire cricket world. It was a dominant victory where every single player played their part. It truly was a performance for the ages, a journey that's going to be remembered forever.
And that leaves us with one last, really interesting question to chew on. When you look at the sheer dominance, that fearless attitude, and the incredible way they handled all that pressure, you just have to ask yourself,
Is this the greatest Indian team we have ever seen? Definitely something to think about.